everyone, welcome all of you. So in this video we are going to start with the very new topic, which is Vedic mathematics. Okay, you have seen me in game developing session, right? So but today I will be back with some another new sessions with Vedic mathematics. Okay, so I welcome once again all of you to this Vedic mathematics session, right? So why in this session we are going to see what is Vedic mathematics, why we are going to learn Vedic mathematics, how much you will get benefit from this Vedic mathematics, and all this stuff we are going to see. Okay, I am assuming you all must studying maths in your school curriculum. You have studied, we can say, from addition, basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, then we can say decimal, then complex numbers and algebra, then square roots, squares, cubes, cube roots, right? So all the stuff you are doing in your school curriculum, right? But why Vedic mathematics then? If you're already studying in your school curriculum, what is the agenda, what is the benefits you will get from this Vedic mathematics apart from your school curriculum? Okay, so all this thing we are going to see in this sessions. Okay, so we start with the Vedic mathematics. So first of all, we are going to see what is Vedic mathematics and why we are going to study those things, right? So the Vedic mathematic is, we can say, it's uh, we can say apart from your traditional approach, right? So you all know, if you want to add two numbers, right? So you all know, like, how can you add two numbers using a traditional mathematics, we can say. Fine, the Vedic mathematics is a kind of a techniques, a kind of a formula which has been given by some mathematician, some guru. We also see the history of mathematics as well, right? So we can use those things which would be helpful for us to solve the same thing which you are doing with traditional method. You can do very easily and faster way using with the mathematics formula. Fine, so the Vedic mathematic is, we can say, is a kind of a name which is given by Indian mathematics, Indian mathematician, we can say, and which was discovered by Sri Bharati Krishna Tirthaji, right? It was back in 1960, around on this area. So here you can see, he was born in 1880 and his death is 1960. So in between he has already discovered this thing, right? And according to his research, all the mathematics you are studying in your school curriculum, you are studying in a traditional way, which is all this you can do with the Vedic mathematics formula. And this Vedic mathematics is highly related to Sanskrit Vedas and Sutras, I would say. Okay, as per his study, as per his research, he has discovered this thing. All the formulas which has been given as part of Vedic mathematics, they have given using some sutras and Vedas which is available in Sanskrit. Okay, but don't worry, we are not going to deep dive into the Sanskrit part, right? Like how the sutra is coming and what is the meaning of the sutras. No way, we are not going to deep dive into the Sanskrit part. But yes, definitely we should be aware of those things, like why this Vedic mathematics is very much important and how it is connected to Sanskrit. We should know this at least. Fine, but just keep it simple and just remember this thing: Vedic mathematics formulas and tricks which has been discovered by Sri Bharati Krishna Tirthaji. He has discovered and suggested us, like, this is and based on his research only. So he has told, like, this is all connected with 16 sutras and sub sutras which is available in Sanskrit. So when we are going to see the formulas, there is also a Sanskrit word or Sanskrit sloka, we can say, or Sanskrit uh, sutras, we can say, which is connected with every formula. So we'll definitely see in English, okay, the trick, the formula, the meaning, and the, we can say, the sentence we can make as part of this formula, and how it is connected with the Sanskrit sutras. Fine, so this is the thing which we need to be aware of, those things. Like if we are studying with the mathematics, I mean, we should know a little bit history on that part. So the history just try to make sure you know this thing, like this is discovered by from a very ancient system of Indian mathematics. We can ancient times. Shri Bharati Krishna Tirtha ji has discovered this book. He has also published his book as well, right? And he has discovered all the formulas, all the tricks which he has given, which is based on the sutras and sub sutras available in Sanskrit. Just try to remember this thing only. Okay, we are not going into the Sanskrit part, like how this Sanskrit sutra is come into Vedas and how this is connected with the formula. No. Okay, just try to remember how this is connected with Sanskrit sutras and sub sutras or Vedas, we can say. Fine. Okay, now this is we can say we have talked about a little bit history of Vedic mathematics. Right now you should know like what is Vedic mathematics. So it is consist of we can say a set of formulas and tricks which you can use to solve your maths problem. Fine. So the Vedic mathematics is why we should learn Vedic mathematics. The basic objective is to make the maths more easy, fun loving and interesting, and you can solve your problems very easily and faster way with respect to the traditional ways, right? So obviously, you know, if you want to find a complement, or if you want to find a multiplication, if you want to find a, we can say, square and cubes of some numbers, then you know like how you can do those things, and using traditional way there are already formulas available. But if you would see, those are very time consuming, and if you write down paper and try to solve the same thing, it will take some time. Okay, but what if you want to do in a faster way, right? So the Vedic maths and this Vedic formulas are available for us to just use this formula so that we can solve a maths problem very easily. Fine. So if we can see over here, so here we can see like this is make our maths are very strong, and you can be able to solve a complex maths problem very easy and faster manner, right? Whether it's about a multiplication, whether it's about a division, whether it's about a square and cubes, or square roots, cube roots, anything. Even you can easily deal with decimal numbers as well using Vedic mathematics. So that's why we are here to start with Vedic mathematics. We are here to learn a Vedic mathematic concept, formulas and tricks which you can apply to your day-to-day maths problems, which would be very beneficial for you. Okay, and one more thing which I want to discuss with you about Vedic mathematics is, if you are studying from class 6 to class 10th or 12th, it's fine. You can just have a calculator as well with you. It's fine. But the main, this thing would be very helpful to you when you are going to appear for your competitive exams. Now, if I talk about competitive exams, then I would say, uh, for example, someone will go for doctor, biology, someone will take for maths and will go for engineering, someone will go for architect, someone will go for CA, right? So whenever you would go, whether what is as per your like and wish, it's fine. But you need to, for example, I'll talk about engineering. Then after MBTech, if you want to do MTech, you need to appear for GATE exam. And if you want to go for example, MBA, then you need to appear for CAT exams. If you want to go for MS in a foreign countries, you need to appear for GRE and TOEFL and all, right? So these are the very competitive exams you need to appear and you need to clear, right? But the problem which is facing everyone is, you know, they know all the things, they should solve all the problems which is appearing in your exams, but the time is the most constraint. The time they have given is very much less compared to all the questions they have given in terms of the competitive exams. So on that side, if you know this technique, then it would be very much helpful to you to solve that problems in a faster way. Because the main goal of solving the questions in this competitive exam is you need to appear more questions with perfectly and accurately, with your answer would be perfect, and you need to solve with some uh, less amount of time, we can say, right? So to consider all this thing, this is the main agent, and this would be very much helpful too. And when this would be helpful too, so once you do this practice from the very basics, or from your basic school studies, I would say. So if you're from 6th or 7th standard, from now if you want to apply these formulas and tricks in day-to-day life, then by the time when you go for these exams and competitive exams after 8 to 10 years, then you would be have so much practice on this for tricks and formula by easily seeing. If you, because in any, if you want to do a linear algebra, or if you want to do um, solve a math equation, so anywhere you need to do at least multiplication, division, subtractions of additions, all these things you need to do if you want to do, if you want to solve this kind of a problem. And to do a multiplication for a very large number, for example 4 cross 4 multiplication, it will take time when you do using a traditional method, right? But what if I would say, if you can do with this tricks, it would be using a fraction of seconds, you should be able to do this thing. So that's why we are studying this Vedic mathematics, because this would be very much helpful when you're going for your competitive exam, when you're going to appear for a competitive exam. If you know this thing, it would be very much beneficial for you. And the more thing is the practice. Once you know the trick and technique, it would be fine, it would be easily observed in your mind. But you need to do a practice, you need to first of all observe like what kind of formula I can apply in these questions. So this is also the thing, and this thing eventually come when you do a practice, when you apply this formula and trick in your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day maths school exams, in your studies. When you apply those things, then you would easily remember like, yeah, this is the formula, and this is the questions, like I can apply this formula on this part, right? So this thing come into picture through practice only. Okay, so that's why we are studying this Vedic mathematics, and we are trying to remember this formula, and where we, when we need to apply which kind of formula. This is also a thing which is eventually come through practice only. And the main thing, this would be very much beneficial when you're going to appearing for a competitive exam. So for example, CAT, for MBA you need to appear for a CAT, and for CAT exams it's not like too much difficult if you know, if you have a practice on that, but the time is the only constraint. Okay, so the same thing, if you are taking for a simple multiplication, if you are taking a 1 minute of a time to do a multiplication, then if you have a 120 or a 180 minutes time to solve too many exams, and if you're spending 1 minute on simple multiplication, then you're spending a lot of time to solve one questions, right? The same thing, if you try to just solve this using a 3 to 5 seconds, then you are saving your lot amount of time to solve a different questions, right? So that is the thing which I'm talking about. Like you can, if you know this kind of formulas and tricks, and if you know like where I can apply which kind of formula and which equations, then you are the master on that, right? You can simply crack very easily. So but you need to practice from a very early stage of your schooling life, I would say, so that when you appear for these exams, it would be beneficial for you, right? So I hope you all understood the objective why we are studying Vedic mathematics. We have seen a little bit history of Vedic mathematics as it is connected with Sanskrit sutras and Vedas. We are not going into much detail on the Sanskrit part, but yes, we should definitely know like how this sutras is connected with this thing. This is a simple one. You can just have it with you as well when I will share with you as well, like which formula is connected with which sutras. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you might get interesting in this session. So this would be a very introductory section, I would say. In the next session onwards, we are trying to see from a very first trick, we are trying to see how to find a complement of a number, very basic one. Okay, so see you, stay tuned guys, see you all in the next session. Until then, enjoy. Thank you, bye bye, take care.